Alright, what's up guys? It's market day and obviously the darn thing has started and I've been having some technical difficulties this morning, so we're gonna do a little bit of an update right now. I'm gonna show you the booth. We've got the toy bins out there, we got no maintenance pets out at the front, tote bags, we got a couple of crochet patterns, some of our crochet bags, some stuff hanging up, got our Bixby Gones down here. We got sticker sheets and bookmarks down the front, sticker sheets over here, and then we've got keychains and the sticker wall and the card covers over here, along with some of our bags and some of our bigger plushies. So that is what we're looking like. Yeah, my point of sale systems have decided that they just didn't really want to work this morning, so I was freaking out a little bit because they've never done that before. It is 10:46. It started at 10. It is going till 5 o'clock today. We've had a few sales, which is great. We got neck fans because it is burning up hot. There's barely any breeze. So we're just trying not to catch on fire today. I finally got the point of sale systems up and working, so that's good. I've got our new keychains up. I've got everything working, so we're just gonna hope to have a good day. We've got Niblet arguing with her daddy. Did he put you down? Did he put you down, Nibbit? No, ma'am. So we got Niblet and Bubba here, which has been interesting to say the least. There are dogs everywhere, so I'm hoping that this is a little bit of exposure therapy for Bubba, so that he gets over his fear of dogs, or at least learns not to bark. So we're still controlling it. We put the back wall up so he can't actually see what's behind us, and we've got plenty of stuff in front of us so he can't see that, but when he does see a dog, we're sort of correcting him and trying to get him fine. It's not that he's going to do anything, he's just scared, so he just barks. So, I mean, that just comes with us having been attacked before, and he alerts to dogs no matter what. So anyway, we're going to try not to suffocate today, and I'll show you some of the show. All right, and you're doing cash? They are.
That crochet babe is so different. I love collecting them, and that one's.
Oh, thank you.
It's like a marshmallows chemist.
Yes. So I can be it for you? Okay. Doing cash or card? Or Cash App, PayPal? Yep. It's 10 even then. Absolutely. Thank you so much. There it goes. Yeah, please. And it's also, in case you lose the picture, it is on the bottom of the sticker sheet. Mm-hmm. Yo. Yeah. Do you want a bag for it?
No, honey, I've got it.
Okay. Then it's all yours.
Who wants to come home with me? You? Okay, baby.
I
love possums.
Oh, I do too. I saw your bag. I love it.
And my little guy here. And I was just telling
Yes.
Well, we haven't come to our yard.
They're my favorite.
I love them. Would you like them? And do I have one of your cards?
You could take a photo with this.
Yeah.
No.
That's okay.
I have a few. Let me.
Yeah, I don't do that. So, I'm sorry. I'm not open.
Here. It's attached to this.
Thank you, darling.
There's so many stickers. Not enough sticker books. Do you know anybody that's vending sticker books?
My friend sometimes has some because we both vend at conventions. She's at 128. We're number 13. She is an absolute horror.
Oh.
Aren't you? Say, I'm a terror. I'm 4 pounds of vicious. Shush.
History pen rocks. That's my life.
But yeah, if you're down on like the whole other end, she's booth like 128. It's called So Endearing if you happen to make it down that way. You'll see a lot of crochet plushies. All right, you guys, let's do a little recap of some of the things that happened here. So this was the Winston Salem Pride event in North Carolina. It is supposed to have like 30,000 attendees or something like that. And there were some times where it was super crazy busy. So I 100% believe that that kind of number of people sort of came through here. It lasted from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I was worried at about 4:45 as to how quickly people were going to clear out of the streets so the vendors could break down. But they had events going up right after the actual vendor event was over. So people cleared out pretty fast and we actually got out really, really quickly. So that was not bad at all. It started off, kind of slow and steady in the beginning. I mean, we made 6 or 7 sales probably in the first 45 minutes, which is great. We like to see that. After, the parade was over, which I think the parade was at 10 a.m. or something like that. Once the parade was over, the crowd sort of just flocked into the street like nobody's business. And it went from being kind of steady and have this slow traffic that you're sort of seeing here to literally everybody in the streets everywhere. The booth was full several times over. It was just, oh my goodness. It was over 90 degrees this day. It was about 10 degrees cooler apparently than it was this time last year, but we were absolutely boiling in the sun all day long. It was crazy. I had my neck fan. Andy had his neck fan. We were staying hydrated. Apparently about 4 people passed out, from heat during the day. They did have volunteers walking around making sure that people had bathroom breaks and that people had water and, things like that. So that was really good. It was a really, really nice event. We sold a little bit of everything, so not one thing sold over the others. I mean, we moved stickers, we moved sticker sheets, we moved plushies, we got some of our tote bags out, we moved some of our big items, which was nice, and I'll talk about at the end. It was a really good show. Here's the people flocking in. Can you see them? Oh my goodness, here they come. And I mean, it got to a point where you could barely see across the street. There were so many people in the booth, in the aisle, and then across the street that it was just impossible to see anything else. And so that was lovely. We like to see that. We had a really, really good day, to tell you the honest truth. It was nice. I didn't get overheated until the end when we were breaking down because my fan died at the very, very end, of course. Why wouldn't it? And I sent Andy and the dogs to go get the truck so that I could come in and clear everything down and we could get out relatively quickly. And I just got overheated at the end and dealt with a migraine all the way home, which was about an hour drive. It took us about an hour to get there in the morning and about an hour to get home at night. But once I got some Tylenol and some food in my system and a little bit more water, I was okay by the end of the night. It was just a rough drive home with my migraine. But yeah, I just figured I'd throw this little clip in here, show you guys some of the crowd so that you can see what it looked like inside. And I will see you back at the end for some more recap. It's me $6.41 after tax. Just push that blue button. It'll take you through the payment process. And I'll put this in a little bag for you. These are vinyl, so they're water and weather resistant.
That is incredible.
Good boy, Bubba. And I'll ask you if you want a receipt at the end.
No, I don't need to remember my purchases here.
Everybody's fingers are sweaty. It doesn't want to work. Thank you so much. Okay. Do some twinkle lights for you. You doing cash or card?
Cash.
Okay, it's going to be 20 flat. So to activate the twinkle lights, you just pull out the little tab and then it'll start working. It's got like 3 different modes on it. Thank you. I'm so excited for you. I love the stingrays. Perfect. Thank you so much. Enjoy. The best part about them, you cannot kill them and they'll live forever. right, what's up, you guys? It is the Wednesday following the Pride event, and it's time to do the little recap. I'll tell you all the things that sold, or some of the things that sold, what sold and what didn't, and how things were moving at the event, some memorable moments. But yeah, we had a great time. It was extremely hot. It was really, really hot, but at the same time, it was absolutely fine. It was a great day. The crowds were great. The people were great. Everything was great. I love it. I love a Pride event. So happy that we signed up for and did that. Let's see. The booth fee was $275 for this one event. It is a rather expensive booth fee, but the turnout is supposedly, or was supposed to be, worth the booth costs. And I've got to say, yeah, I'm not mad at it. Could the booth fee be a little bit less? Probably. I wouldn't complain if it was a little bit less, but it was a great event. It had a huge turnout, and I was just chef's kiss. I didn't get too much talking or anything during the actual event itself, because we were on the side of the event that had like the stage, like the main stage, and so all we heard was music all day long. So there was copywritten music just playing the entire time that we were there, and that's fine because that kept my mind occupied, and I was happy to hear the music. But as far as filming is concerned, it's not the best. So anyways, I did put a couple of clips in there, which you saw, of what the turnout and everything looked like. So it was great. It was absolutely phenomenal. We had a great day. The dogs were pretty well behaved. Niblet doesn't like people sneaking up around the corner to sneak a peek at her, but otherwise we did fine. We did good. She was well behaved pretty much the entire time, which is good because she's not used to it, and we wanted to get her a little bit more exposed to that. Things that sold. We had one person, this is always going to be shocking to me, and I was so blown away by the fact that this person was just willing to spend this money. But we had a couple of big plushes go. It was a woman and her 2 kids, and the kids picked up like 3 or 4 plushes each, one of which was like an $80 monster that was like this big, and the other one had one of the sunflower turtle snugglers or whatever, which was like $50. And she spent over $200. She spent just over $200 on plushes. And I was like, what is happening? What is happening right now? That was an amazing sale. I absolutely love that. And then in another transaction, somebody came by and saw the Whimsy Bottom, and that we've had for the longest time, and she sold. She's $150, and she was a complete one of a kind. There is no making 2 of these kind of creatures. She had little embellishments all over her. She had gemstones and everything all over her, and she was just my little pride and joy. And this person came into the booth, and she's like, I saw it and I had to have it. I knew that this was I'm like, I've had it for so long. So yeah, it must have just been waiting for you. And so that was fantastic. And that one went out the door. I think we had a couple of monsters go, but yeah, outside of that, those are like the 2 like big standout purchases, because they were just so mind blowing. I am having a yawn attack, so if there's cuts in this video, I'm so sorry, but it is what it is. I'm done. I don't know how to stop it. I don't know how to stop it. Anyways, let's see. We only sold 5 bitch bee gums the entire time we were there. I'm not in love with just setting them on the table. I don't think that does us any favors, but at the same time, I didn't have any other way to display them at this event. I probably should have switched out that table for the standing, like, collapsible shelf thing, and that would have probably done us better. But hindsight's 2020, of course, and so I made a mental note about that for the next time. Also, let's see. I was talking to Andy about this on the way home, and I'm not 100% sure that the toy bin is doing us justice as well. I feel like you can get so many products into the toy bin, and that is fantastic. But at the same time, the toy bin sits on the ground. The ground is very, very low. And I mean, because it's the ground. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. Because it's the ground, it's on the bottom. Uh, and people have to bend down to get into the toy bin, and they also have to sort of bend down a little bit, at least a little bit, to see what's in it. So I'm thinking maybe, even though the toy bin is convenient, and I'm going to keep it for the mobile pop-up that is in my trailer, I think it may not be doing us justice in sales. I think that it's harder for people to want to get down there and dig around in it. So at the next event, I'm going to put the plushies up on a shelf and see if that moves a little bit better. So I think that the toy bin might be hurting us. And that's just observation. I think that before we started putting the plushies in the toy bins, they might have moved a little bit better. I mean, they still move, but I think they moved better before we started doing that. And I think I started the toy bins maybe last year in Lexington, or the year before that in Lexington. So they've been there for a while. And I had noticed a decrease in sales in the plushies, which is sort of why we cut plushies out of taking them with us if it wasn't going to be worth us to selling it. But it may just be that people don't want to bend over to get into the toy bins. So coming up at Heroes Con, we will have plushies, and you will see if there is a difference in them being up on the tabletops or being in the toy bins, and we'll see if anything moves better. The opossums are the first thing that sold out. I only have 4 of them. I really only have 4 of them. And they sold out within like the first hour and a half, something like that. They were gone relatively quickly. They were sitting up on the table in front of me because I didn't have a bin available to do that. Another note, the no maintenance pets are always a great idea. I love them. They move well for me, but I don't think they move well in the iteration that people have to put them together themselves. I thought it was a neat idea because you get to pick your own plant, you get to pick your own like tank, and then you get to pick your own pet, and you get to put the whole thing together. But in the way that I had it set up, I don't think it is the best. So I had it set up on a little white cart in front of the booth, and there was a little sign there that told you what to do, but I just don't think that I don't think it translates well. And so people were like, these just say choose one, because the first 4 bins of the toy bin on the top were just different pets, and it said no maintenance pets, choose one. And you pick from any of those 4 bins whichever pet you wanted. And I had them separated by type. So we had fish, and we had frogs, and we had turtles, and we had chickens, and we had all kinds of little things in the 4 different bins. But people were more interested in just buying the little one-off item at that point than they were putting the entire tank together. So I think I'm just gonna have the tanks pre-set up, and then hopefully people can find one that they like and one that they won't, and go with that. I lost my stats. But yeah, so we only sold 5 bitch begons. The opossums went really, really quickly. Stickers did well for us. Sticker sheets did well for us. The card covers did well for us. They always do, so that's not a big deal. We sold some chickens. We sold some Kirby's. We sold some bookmarks. Bookmarks did pretty well for us. We did move a couple of our bookmarks. We even moved a couple of our new wooden bookmarks, which was really, really good to see. I really enjoyed the fact that those went out. Social battery enamel pins, we sold a couple of those. We sold some loaf cats, some chicks, and some hats. We sold all kinds of things. So a little bit of everything moved. We had a lot of interest in the sunflower bag and the roses bag, my 2 market bags. And we had some pretty good interest in the new bags that I had made, but none of them moved at this one, which is fine. I don't think that I was a huge fan of the way that they were sort of sitting around. Andy was filling in the space around the booth with some of the larger plushes hanging from the sidewalls, and having the bags hanging up, and I think I would have chosen to hang the bags a little bit differently, and I will at the upcoming Heroes event. But yeah, we did get some interest in them, and I did, you know, have a couple of people who actually crochet want to see more. So, you know, I told them that I had the sunflower pattern online, and that you could go and see how I made it on YouTube, or you could just go buy the pattern. The pattern is available now for it if you just want to buy the pattern. Here comes Captain Stompy Feet. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. But yeah, it was a really, really good day. So my card readers had sort of reset themselves and updated just before the event started, and I had a hard time. I was having a really hard time, and I was really freaking out trying to get them going in the morning. So I had several transactions that I didn't get recorded, I don't think. Overall, I think we did right around $2,000 as far as sales were concerned over the day, based on the card transactions that I have here, which were like $1,300, and the amount of cash that I have at the end, including Venmo and Cash App, and the cash I have on hand. So I think we did right at about $2,000 for the day, which is amazing. That is a great that is a great daily amount. That is the most I have ever made at a single day event, and that pretty much is comparable to any really good Saturday that I have, or any decent Saturday that I have at a comic convention. So not bad. Not bad at all for a 7-hour event. Would I do this event again? 100%. Absolutely. 100% will do this event again. We have another Pride event for Greensboro coming up in September, and I'm looking forward to it. It was a little bit more expensive than the Winston-Salem one, so I'm hoping that the turnout is just as good for it. I think it's $300 instead of the $275, but absolutely 100% we'll do Winston-Salem again next year. I had an absolute ball, and yeah, definitely we'll be signing back up for that, because yeah, you can't beat that. So anyways, I think that is about all I have to say about this event. If you have any other questions, let me know down in the comments. If you made it to the end of the video, put some kind of puppy emoji for our good little boy and girl who did such a great job at the event. And yeah, next up we have Heroes Con. I am prepping for that this week. I only have like a 3-day turnaround before I have to load in tomorrow at Heroes Con. So it was a quick turnaround, and when I was prepping last week, I was prepping with the idea in mind that I wasn't going to have time to prep this week once I got back from it. So I was pretty much making stock for 2 events, and we will be at Heroes Con next. Heroes Con is going to be the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a 3-day event in Charlotte, North Carolina. So stay tuned for the prep vlog and the video for Heroes Con following this one. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. I love your faces so much. I'll see you next time. I love you, love you, love you.